Hey, welcome back to Syrup and Eggs. This is our week 8 update. I can't believe it's been 8 weeks already. This time has gone pretty fast. So 2 months we've had these chicks, and they're starting to turn into little chickens. So we've got some questions to answer this week, and we're going to get to it. All right, so I want to give a big thank you to Class 142 for asking some questions this week. I really appreciate it. It means so very much to me to answer your questions. So one of the questions is, how much do these chicks weigh? So I got our bathroom scale here, and we're going to give this little bird here, see how much she weighs. So not very much, less than a pound. She's not really even making the scale register. So I'm gonna grab one of the slightly bigger chicks to see if they have any more weight. All right, let's try this one. Oh. Yeah, so not really much anything. They're pretty light, so I don't know, less than a pound obviously, probably less than a half pound. So the bigger chicks are big hens. Some of the big ones in the back weigh probably between 9 to 11 pounds, and then the smaller chicks are, or the smaller hens are about like 3 to 4 pounds. All right, let's put the scale away. All right, so the other question was, what do these guys do for fun? Well, the one thing they do for fun is they like to poop. They poop all the time. They're constantly pooping, and I pick up a lot of poop. And in addition to that, these ones like running away from me. They make me chase them all over the yard or the garage when I'm trying to take them in or out of their little mini coop here. So the big chicks in the back, they try to escape when they can. They like to do that for fun. They chase bugs. They eat all the vegetation, all the way down to the roots, and then the roots. So that's what they like to do for fun. They lay eggs. They lay lots of eggs for us, so that's nice. And yeah, they don't really do much for fun other than, you know, fly around. They like to perch. I have a couple perches out in the run outside, and they'll just stand there like this. They like to peck at things. They like to rearrange their feathers. These ones are starting to do that. They will rearrange their feathers in all different ways so they're comfortable and they're warm or cool. Yeah, so that's what chickens do for fun. Not a lot of fun. The other question was, how old are our hens out in the backyard? There's 3 older hens. They are 4 years old. So I got them 4 years ago this spring. And then the other 4 back there are 1 year old this spring. We got them last year. And so these 4 guys will go into the coop very soon. And I'm going to talk about that next, what I look for in putting these guys out in the coop, what I'm waiting for, and what I watch for in these chickens. All right, so here are the older chicks outside. As you can see, they're in their run. And here's the 2 oldest ones, and there's one in the old white ones in the coop still. So these 2 guys are 4 years old, and then the smaller brown ones are a year old. See, they peck each other all the time. These guys are the bosses. These guys aren't. All right, so talking about getting these guys ready to go out in the coop, what I'm looking for. So I'm holding this one because she's kind of jumpy. She's not as, this one is very calm. She's been laying there next to me while I'm talking. This one does this. So when I want to get these guys out in the coop very soon. If they were by themselves, they would have been out 2 weeks ago. But since there's other chickens out there that are much larger, I want them to be a little bigger so they can help protect themselves and not get beat up too much, because they will get pecked at. There is a pecking order, and they will be at the bottom. So they will be pecked a lot and picked on and bullied. So I'm trying to minimize that by letting them grow a little bit longer here in the garage. Another thing I look for is to make sure they have all their feathers. Just in case we get some cooler days, I want to make sure that they've lost all their fuzz, they've got all their feathers, you know, so you can see all their wings have gotten real big, they got their tail feathers, there's no more fluff. I want to make sure they can survive the elements. Yeah, that's about all I look for. So I'm just waiting for these guys to get a little bigger to make sure they can keep up with the older chicks so they don't get picked on too much. So during this time, I'm probably going to let these guys go until week 10. So week 10 might be our last update, and then they will be in the coop. So we'll see. 10 at the max, 10 weeks max. All right, so I have Stripey here. I wanted to show you Stripey. She's not very stripey anymore. You can see she's got all her big feathers. There's nothing really, no stripes down her back right now. But she's one of our very jumpy birds, so I have to hold her. Yeah, but she's a pretty looking bird. So we'll see. She's the blue Easter egger. She's supposed to lay blue eggs. So we'll see how that happens. Probably, I would imagine sometime in August or September, we'll start getting eggs from these guys. So that's about it for a week update. So thank you everyone for watching. And if you have questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer them. And once again, shout out to Room 142 for asking some questions. And we'll see you next week.